joining us for another week of Morning Momentum. This week in our Morning Momentum sessions, we're going to be discussing things that we've got to remove from our lives if we're going to continue moving forward and achieving the things that we desire to achieve. Today, we're going to begin by looking at the heavy weight of regret. Many years ago, a large blackboard was placed in a park in Brooklyn, New York, with the question written on the board, "What is your biggest regret?" For an entire day, New Yorkers opened up about some of the deepest, most intimate parts of their lives. As the day went on, the blackboard quickly filled up. Some of the regrets written: not saying I love you, burning bridges, not staying in touch, not being a better friend. By the end of the day, the production team who created this project noticed a common theme among all the responses. The regrets people shared were all about chances not taken, words not spoken, and dreams that had never been pursued. The origin of the English word regret comes from an old French word which means to look back with distress or sorrowful longing. While there are those that have adopted the delusional no regrets bravado, the fact is we are all acquainted with regret. Surrounding the story of the crucifixion of Jesus, there are two of his followers that experience very similar failure in their lives. Simon Peter, who 3 times denied that he even knew who Jesus was, and Judas Iscariot, who betrayed Jesus for 30 pieces of silver. Their failure was a very real failure and a very personal sin against Jesus. Almost immediately, both Simon and Judas experienced regret over their betrayal of Jesus and the choice that they had made. You can be sure that immediately after their disloyal deed, both Simon and Judas would have given anything to hit the reset button and try again. While their disloyal actions were nearly identical, the response of each of them was drastically different. The Bible tells us that Judas tried to make amends for his terrible choice. He took the 30 pieces of silver back to the priests, and he repented for betraying an innocent man. The priests looked back at Judas and they rejected his offering of remorse, telling him it's his problem. Judas cast the silver coins down in the temple and went out and hanged himself. Simon Peter also, in a way, experienced remorse over his actions. However, instead of allowing his regret from a past failure to condemn and destroy his future, Simon found a way to push beyond regret. You see, Simon would be among the first to the tomb to confirm the resurrection of Jesus. While Judas' handling of regret was extreme, the power of regret can be equally destructive in our lives. It is my opinion that we can choose for regret to be one of 2 things. First, it can be an anchor. Every time that we put effort into moving forward, the regret is there, pulling us back, making that effort to move forward a futile attempt. We wrestle with the emotions of shame, guilt, and remorse. Or secondly, we can allow regret to be an engine, a motor that moves us forward. Rather than our failed choices tying us to our past, we can learn from them and correct those behaviors, those choices, correct our path, then launching us forward into a better future. Judas unfortunately opted to allow the regret to be an anchor, while Simon Peter chose to correct his course, and that engine launched him forward into a tremendous future. You will not move forward into a great future with regret anchoring to your past. I want to remind us that you cannot drive down the highway while looking in the rearview mirror. It's dangerous to run forward into your future while looking behind you. So today, make the choice to get rid of regret. Look at it for what it was, learn from it, and then get rid of it and move forward.